As far back as I remember, I had a speech impediment. I call it a stutter. And ever since I was a young boy, I remember not being able to speak smoothly. That's how I would describe it to people. And I had lots of therapy, group speech therapy at the Children's Hospital where I lived in Ottawa, Canada. As I grew up, I had more one-on-one speech therapy. As an adult, I continued with speech therapy. And what it was like for me was I had difficulty completing sentences or paragraphs without getting stuck on a word. So often it was letters that had what they called plosive sounds like tuz and cuz and does, and I could not finish the beginning of any word that was like that. So it was a problem I managed, but it affected my life. I wanted to speak out in public less. When I became a lawyer, I didn't want to be a litigator, things like that. I came to my first week-long retreat with Dr. Joe, and I was doing a meditation lying down. And I was focused on my energy centers, and I was moving energy among my centers. And when I got to my throat center, I was unable to move any energy to my throat. And I just thought, wow, that's interesting. And I finished the meditation. I spoke with my wife, and I said, I couldn't move any energy to my throat. I need to work on that. And then we went and we did a walking meditation. And as I was walking, I thought to myself, you know, I have this stutter, and that's in my throat. And so maybe there's a relationship between my inability to move energy into my throat and my stutter. So I thought, well, I need to work on that. And so I started in my walking meditation thinking about moving energy into my throat. And then I realized that when I talk to myself when I'm all alone, I don't stutter. So I thought, there must be something in my relationship with others that is getting in the way. And I think it's a lack of connectedness or a lack of being one with them. And so I thought, well, I'm gonna work on that now. So I'm gonna feel a connectedness with everyone. And my heart started to expand. And I thought, all right, well, now that I'm feeling this abundant heart energy, I was gonna use that to call the possibility to me that I'm no longer a stutterer. And so I focused on that, and I worked really hard to call that possibility to me, and I couldn't do it. And then I realized, well, I can't call that possibility to me because I'm already not a stutterer. So it's not out there, it's already in me. And I just knew that I had healed myself. So I finished the meditation, I found my wife, and before I even tried out speaking smoothly, I told my wife, I'm no longer a stutterer. That lasted for about 6 months where not one time did I stutter. And that would be in very difficult situations for me at new meetings. On the phone has always been a really difficult time for me. And then slowly it started coming back. And so I kept meditating, but I tried to repeat what happened earlier. And so that was me being in the known and trying to redo what I had done earlier unsuccessfully. And then a year later, I came to a second week-long retreat, and I was doing a very different type of meditation. I was lying down, and I just felt a wholeness in my energy field. And I thought, wow, this really feels like an amazing feeling, this wholeness, that I was just going to surrender to the wholeness and see how my body changed. So I wasn't thinking about my stutter at the time. I just wanted to let my energy field figure out what needed to be done. And then I started to feel a heat in my throat and a tightness, and then the tightness went away, and I just had this overwhelming feeling that I had been healed again. And so again, the meditation ended, I found my wife, and before trying it out, I said, I healed myself again, and here I am.